Hey guys, it's your best fight friends. I'm Kelsey. That's Rachel.
And we just watched Spence dominate Danny Garcia.
Well, let's not use the word. I mean, I know it's in the headline of the Bleacher Report. Hey, we'll leave it in the show notes with you. Well, it says dominant win. Is it the same as dominate? I didn't put dominate in the body of the story. I don't write the headline, but I didn't put it in the.
Okay,
because I'm getting to a point. I don't feel like he dominated Danny Garcia. I feel like he won a unanimous decision.
But he clearly won the fight.
But that's not dominating. I feel like dominating is like what Floyd Mayweather did.
Well, there wasn't any question about it. So he dominated, like it was a dominant win. I mean, that was in your title.
That was in the title that I was given.
Anyway, I don't really care what adjective is used. Spence won the fight.
Well, you apparently you do have a strong feeling about it because you're sassing me about it.
No, I have a strong feeling about you having a strong feeling on the adjective.
I don't like to say that he's. I didn't think he. I thought it was a semi-close fight. It was 8 rounds to 4.
Okay, I didn't think that it was a close fight. I watched it. I thought that Spence won the fight, and what I saw was Garcia came in, and it seemed like I do trust that he did the best that he could, and it just wasn't enough. Like, he didn't have the answer to beat the puzzle that was Spence.
Don't be using my puzzle word that I used. I'm the puzzle master, Rachel.
This is just a word that exists out there in the world.
My word is puzzle.
When did you use puzzle?
In my piece that you just read.
You used chess and checkers.
I use puzzle as well.
Okay, well.
Punishing puzzle, I think, because I like P words. I was like, pizzazz!
If you're just going to tear apart every adjective and analogy I use, then this show is over.
Is it though? Or has it just begun? Look, I thought that Danny Garcia had a good plan, and he tried to enact that plan, and he just got beat by the better fighter.
Well, it didn't work, and he didn't have
bigger.
I didn't think he had a plan B.
Throws.
I didn't think he had a plan B, and he wasn't able to adjust when he got in there with Spence, and so that's what happens.
That's just a better
Plan
fighter.
A doesn't work, and you don't have Plan B.
There's no shame in that. Spence definitely.
No, and I did think that Danny Garcia did. I have no doubts that he didn't do the best that I don't have any doubts. I don't know what I'm saying. I think that he did the best that he could in there. Spence, let's talk about Spence and how he looked. Did you think he looked like...
He immediately looked like he was already back, 100. I thought that from the beginning. I didn't expect him to maybe fight with so much pressure from the opening round like he did. I thought he would box early because he didn't want to get countered. And then he would put on the pressure as the second half of the fight. But he did that from the opening bell. And I think that just shows what a complete fighter he is. Because he pressures people. He's a pressure fighting southpaw. But he doesn't get hit a lot. He's also really good defensively. He's got a great jab. He throws all over head and body everywhere. And he's just a complete boxer that I don't know anybody this side who beats him. Can Terence Crawford beat him? Maybe, you know what I mean? Like it's going to have to be somebody that's great, right? Because Errol Spence, right now, coming off his injury, he looks great right now. He's great.
Yeah, I did see, and I was glad to hear Errol Spence. First of all, he did look really good, considering the long layoff, considering the very traumatic car wreck.
And COVID.
And all of us going through, the global pandemic and the stress that we are aware of or we're unaware of. There's stress from that going on in everybody's lives. But after the fight, he mentioned there being a few cobwebs. And I was glad that he said that because I saw a couple things. There was a couple times where I thought, dude, if Danny wasn't so beat up and tired right now, you might just get knocked into next Sunday, where I didn't... his hands were down, and then there was a point in the fight where his mouthpiece got knocked, flew out of his mouth, and he looked at it before the bell had rung to stop the round. He could have been seriously hurt because there's a protect yourself at all times kind of thing, and it seemed like just a short lapse in that's not what you do in the ring. And so I just noticed it was small things, but when you have that kind of ring rust and you're coming back. And so I was glad to hear him mention that, because then he's aware of it and
when I heard it, I actually thought he was a little hard on himself, because I was like, it's not like he was fighting Josecito Lopez or some. I shouldn't say Josecito. It's not like he's fighting a 2-division world champion. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Who absolutely deserved a shot at the title again, and who was fighting, I thought, a good fight. He thought a good fight. So I don't think that Errol really, maybe Errol feels like, sometimes I feel like fighters tell us what they think we want to hear. Mm. Like, I didn't stop him. I didn't expect him to stop Danny Garcia. Because Garcia hasn't been stopped. I don't think they said Garcia hasn't even been knocked down.
Well, I didn't hear him apologize for like it being a unanimous decision or anything like that. He just mentioned like there might have been a few cobwebs, and I was like, those are the two things that I thought of. I just thought he was referring specifically to just a couple things like that. But so we know Terence Crawford was present at this fight. We know it seems like both those fighters want it. Errol Spence definitely been open to it before. This specific fight, he's looking forward to resting with his family, and said, I'll revisit this later. See nice. You guys in the summer. Like but Crawford was there. We know he wants it. Hasn't been any, we don't know if that fight's going to happen. Now you said Crawford is likely to be the one that maybe can match out, outperform Spence. What do you think about Manny Pacquiao?
I can go. I think that Spence looks great, and Spence is in his prime, and Spence is in his lowest weight class. And so while I would not bet against Manny Pacquiao, it would be an upset. I'll tell you that the bookies would like Spence in that fight. Yeah. Because Manny Pacquiao is at his highest weight class. He's 41? But I do wonder, Southpaw against Southpaw. Fighting Manny Pacquiao is a different thing. And what happens against Manny Pacquiao often, I would love to see how Spence reacts to what Manny Pacquiao brings to the fight. I'm totally intrigued in the fight. I don't know if that's the fight. All the fights that Manny Pacquiao would take, I'm thinking that that's not the one he takes. Because why would you fight that guy?
I'm so intrigued by it. And
I am intrigued by it.
Prior to him fighting Keith Thurman, I would have just been clearly Spence. But after seeing him against Keith Thurman, I'm like, I don't know, guys. Because I don't know.
Yeah, because
and imagine achieving greatness on Manny Pacquiao's side. That would be, if he beat Errol Spence, that would be really, really something.
I think it would be good for, Errol Spence wants that fight. I asked him which fight, if he could make any, and he said he wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. Of course, Terence Crawford wants to fight Manny Pacquiao too. Yeah. Conor McGregor wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. Heck, Rachel, I think you were saying you would fight Manny Pacquiao for enough money.
I would. Because I'm gonna trust. I'm also gonna trust that Pacquiao tends to fight down to his opponents, and so hey, you guys might even enjoy the fight because it might seem competitive.
Well,
and who knows? It might go all 12 rounds, and the judges will give it to me.
Oh goodness, Pacquiao wouldn't hit you because you're a lady. He's very kind.
Pacquiao wouldn't hit me because the fight wouldn't get sanctioned.
Also, you're not even a welterweight. Yeah.
There's so many reasons that we just should jump out of this rabbit hole.
Anyway, this is dumb. Listen, I want to see Terence Crawford versus Conor McGregor.
Okay.
What? That's the moral of this story, people.
Hey, we hope that you enjoyed watching Spence Garcia, and these are just our quick reactions to the fight. So thanks for tuning in. We love you, our best fight friends.